Khash Saghafi, Liberty Home Mortgage, and today we are talking about real estate being easy if you're smart, okay? Typically, it's the largest investment in anybody's life. So this video, I'm gonna give you a lot of tips and pointers on how to make real estate easy, no matter what you're looking to do with it, okay? Let's just say you want to buy your own home, you wanna move into it, or if you wanna be an investor and you wanna buy an investment property, it doesn't matter. Step one, monitor your credit. Reality is, depending on how big of a home you want to buy or how many homes you want to buy, you're probably going to ultimately have to go to a bank to leverage somebody else's money to get into the investment in the first place. So the first step you do, of course, the first thing any bank or lender in America is going to look at is your credit history. So step one is monitor your credit. Now, where do you go for monitoring your credit? You can go to Equifax.com, Experian.com, TransUnion.com. My favorite, of course, is MyFICO.com. Now, if you're watching saying, Khash, I have Credit Karma. Okay, good. Credit Karma is not as good as the other ones I named. I'm being polite about it, okay? Use one of the four, or use any out there that you want to use, but those are the four that I think are the most highly recommended, as a matter of fact. Step two, this is a big one. Start saving your money. It takes a little bit of money. It takes a home inspection. It takes an appraisal. You have to pay closing costs. It takes a down payment. I flip over to an investor or investor loans. If you want to be an investor, you start finding houses for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And yes, for the people out in California or places like that, high cost markets, they're saying, where in God's name does a house exist for $40,000? Believe me, there's a lot of places in the Midwestern part of the United States where houses exist for that much. So you want to buy $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, you're probably not going to get a bank loan on it. You need to pay cash. You want to buy a home for $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, or maybe even $150,000. You need a little bit of a down payment. And if you're doing it as an investor, you need more than a little down payment. You need a pretty big down payment, probably about 20% down or so. So the second step to making real estate easy is saving up your money. You've got to save money, okay? Let's look at another one. It's come up with a budget. By having a budget, we're talking about writing down on a sheet of paper all of your expenses. Now, would you rather take your money and give it to DoorDash and Uber Eats and let them do your grocery shopping for you? Or would you rather save all of that money, continue to do what human beings have done for hundreds, if not millions of years, go and get their own damn food themselves, take that money that you're just throwing out the window, save that money. Now, you might be watching this video thinking, Khash, but it only cost me $10. $10 adds up to a lot of money, especially when you're doing it every single day. You don't think so, but in 5 years from now, when you look back, you're gonna start realizing, man, I wasted $5,000 to $10,000 on a bunch of garbage that could have been used to leverage or get me into a home or propel my career forward with something else. So coming up with a budget is the next step of making real estate easy. Write it down on a sheet of paper, write down your expenses. I mean, years ago when I started up my first business, or probably, I can't say it was my first business, but when I started up my main business of mortgage loans, I used to have all of my expenses written down on a sheet of paper. I'm talking about my cable bill, my gas, my electric, my home phone. I didn't have a cell phone at the time. I wrote all those bills down on a sheet of paper. So every single month I tracked that stuff. And I wrote it down by hand, I tracked it, I kept my bills. I had these bins that I still have to this day. And that's how you develop and manage a budget. You've got to put stuff in writing. Always remember this, and I say this on a lot of videos. You cannot manage what you do not measure. You've got to measure this stuff so you can properly manage it. So you've got to come up with a budget. Next step, as far as making real estate easy, get pre-approved. Talk to a bank, talk to a lender. If I knew a good loan officer out there, like maybe me, I would call a loan officer and speak to a loan officer about it. Have a conversation, get the ball rolling. Start by getting pre-approved, okay? When you get pre-approved by a mortgage lender, what they're gonna look at is how much you can qualify for. What can you go up to? How much money do you need? What would the interest rate be? How much down payment do you need? These are all of the different things that they're gonna look at when they go to give you a pre-approval. So that's gonna put you down the right path. You don't even have to buy a house today. You don't even have to buy a house in 2 months from now. You can go and get pre-approved today. Typically, pre-approvals last for 90 to 120 days. And you can sit back and take your time and be patient with it, okay? Another thing is, find a real estate agent. If you really want to make real estate easy, find one real estate agent who you develop a relationship with, and you then begin going down that path of looking for different homes. And if you're an investor, that's great. Go find one agent to work with. I've had some people say, Khash, I want to work with 3 different agents. No, you don't, okay? There's more to buying a home than just showing you. It's not like going to Walmart to buy a can of soup on the shelf, okay? Every single home is different. Every single neighborhood is different. Every single individual is different. Some people, they get freaked out by the colors of the paint on the walls. Some people are not bothered at all by what the carpeting looks like. Some people can't stand basements or things like that, or upstairs, downstairs, garages. Some people need big garages to park their cars and do automotive work or stuff like that. So you've got to develop a relationship with one person, and the only way you do that is by spending time with them and having conversations with them. If you're having conversations with 5 different people, I'm telling you this right now, it's not going to be as easy, it's not going to be as good of an experience, and you're not going to get the most out of it of what you can get out of it. Find a real estate agent. This is the next way to make real estate easy. Find an agent, okay? Let's run through some others. Know what you're looking for in a house. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms? Do you want a garage that's attached to the house or detached? Do you want an upstairs? Do you want a downstairs? Do you want brick? Do you want vinyl siding? Do you want aluminum siding, okay? Believe it or not, that stuff still somewhat exists. What kind of roof do you want? What colors of the paint on the walls are you looking for? Everything that's particular to you, look at this stuff online. Online's a great place to go just to scour the internet to get different ideas about it. Tell that to your agent. They're going to be pulling up houses in your local market that fit what you are looking for. Do you want a fenced-in yard or do you not want a fenced-in yard? Do you want a fence in the front yard? Do you want a fence in the backyard? Do you want a metal fence? Do you want a wooden fence? Do you want a barn or a shed or something like that? These are the different things you want to know. Another big one is know your market, okay? Know the market you're buying in. Know the areas you want to go into. Know your limitations. As a matter of fact, there's a famous movie with Clint Eastwood. If you could name the movie, a man has got to know his limitations. I would say you might win a prize, but you know what? I'm not going to do that because it's too easy. You're watching me on a video and you can Google it, okay? What movie did Clint Eastwood say?
Man's got to know his limitations.
Know your limitations. In other words, start small, go big, okay? When you're buying a home, it's always better to, in my opinion, I would generally sacrifice the cosmetics over the payment. I want it to be affordable. I don't want to be eating cat food and dog food for the rest of my life. Even though my dog, we used to feed him steaks and stuff like that. He used to actually eat whatever we ate. So if we had steaks and rice, which we did all the time at home, my mom would actually make a plate for him and that's what he ate. So who knows, okay? But he ate good. He ate extremely well. Love that dog, okay? Anyways, be realistic about improvements. If you see that you have to make improvements on a house, be realistic about the cost of those improvements, all right? There's a lot of other factors in there. I have some other written down. Let's go over some statistics as a matter of fact, okay? When it comes to statistics, listen to these housing statistics from the National Association of Realtors, okay? The average home buyer in America, per the NAR, has to look at 9 homes before finding a home. The NAR says that it takes an average of 8 weeks to find a home. 80% of home buyers prefer move-in ready homes, okay? So think about that one. Do you want it to be move-in ready or do you want to have to do a little bit of work on the house and build some sweat equity as they call it? 87% of home buyers get financed. So 87% of the people buying homes take out financing. Baby boomers, they make up the largest percentage of home sellers, okay? The largest percentage of home sellers are baby boomers. That's 43% of boomers. So get ready to see a lot of Led Zeppelin posters on the wall and stuff like that. I was never a big Led Zeppelin fan myself. Well, today I'm going with my KISS shirt out there, okay? I had to look down and think, what shirt am I wearing today? Anyways, 82% of first-time home buyers are 22 to 30 years old. So definitely know who's out there, who you're competing with in looking for homes, and know what you're looking at, know some of the data and the statistics. Don't necessarily look at too many homes. There is something called looking at too many houses. Don't say to yourself, well, I want to go look at 50 houses. You'll start confusing yourself. Understand what generally the averages are, and these averages are across 5 to 6 million homes selling every single year, and they generally hold true for every single person out there buying a home. So pay attention to them. On that note, if you follow all of these steps, this will make real estate or getting into real estate easy and less stressful. On that note, make sure you are liking this video, you're commenting on it, asking me your questions. If you need a good loan officer, give me a call, of course, but also subscribe to my YouTube page. I need to get as many subscribers as I can to help get the message out there. And I hope you're following the next video because that's what we'll be doing next, and we'll be keeping up with you. Thanks so much.